Hello and welcome. My name is Maria Maish, editor at PV Magazine Global, and I am delighted to be your moderator in today's webinar. So, a quick look at the global PV inverter arena tells us that penetrating such a market at this point may not be an easy business. Supply chain difficulties have plagued the market this year again, including the rather dramatic situation with microchip shortage that has been around since early last year. On top of that comes soaring raw material prices, inflated freight costs, and other pandemic-induced issues. It is needless to say that all this has made it difficult for the incumbents to meet the growing demand. And again, all this shows how trying it can be at the moment to launch new products that will be readily available for buyers. So it is a great opportunity that we have here to get to know Solintech and its team and learn about its products ahead of their market launch. So without further ado, today our program will include introduction to Solintech and its product portfolio, followed by a market overview with a focus on commercial and industrial solar energy storage in Europe. Furthermore, Solintech will present its new inverter hybrid series for CNI applications called Intech M series and discuss product features and technical details, as well as best practice and unique advantages of the product in the discussion. Now, representing Solintech and joining us today, I'm delighted to introduce Suzanne Zoe, Managing Director, Germany, Claire Guo, Head of Solintech Academy, and Yaroslav Kutsurek, Vice President, Eastern Europe. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Suzanne, who will kick off the presentation with an introduction to Solintech, its overall product portfolio and strategy. Take it away, Suzanne.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Yan. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, here is Susanna from Solintech. Yeah, today I would like to firstly thank you, PV Magazine, and our marketing team to organize this webinar. And we have this chance to present with you about Solintech, about our new products and energy storage solutions. So the first part, I will go with you from Solintech. So as you may know, Solintech, we are a young brand founded beginning of this year, but with all the experienced team in PV and the solar storage industry. As our slogan has indicated, integrated solar intelligently. Actually, we are not integrated solar, but also the leading technology and innovations to our products. So for the following slides, you will go with me about our company and also our products. So I say that we are a leading technology and innovation thinking companies. We are always quality focused and quality oriental companies that we would like to provide our clients advanced and optimized energy solutions. So with our leading technologies and our advanced memory platform, Solintech is always would like to offer our clients reliable products with outstanding performance, including our products, PV inverters, batteries, smart terminals, monitoring devices, and EMS devices, etc. We have already set up our global sales channels and customer centers to offer you a very qualified and also safety, intelligent, and cost-effective products to all of the world for your residential and commercial and industry projects. So for the next slides, you will see our strategic investment for our global sales and service. As we are a very international company, that we have already set up a lot of global setup, and also I would like to present to you today is our headquarters is in Wuxi in China. Here is located our headquarters, including our R&D team, our sales marketing team, our factories, and all the functionality teams, operational teams in China. Yeah, and globally, we have already set up this year is our Australian office and warehouse and our Singapore operational centers. Yeah, and we have also set up USA branches, warehouse in South Africa and South America. And we also have our offices. In Europe, we have already set up our central office in Germany, Munich. But not only from this, we also have our laboratory. You will see my colleague working there. Yeah, in Slovakia. Yeah, we are also setting up our new laboratory in Czech Republic and sales channels in Italian, in Spain, in Poland as well, in a lot of countries, to offer you a local service and a local customer service, including their sales channels. In Munich, that we will also offer you the pre and after sales and the training centers to give our customer a better, customer service. For the warehouse, we also located in Netherlands to offer a very quick and efficient logistic to all of our clients in Europe. For the next slide that we can see here is our integrated one solutions. As said, we always want to integrate more functionality to our devices, and we will integrate more functionalities to our product portfolio as well. So here in this page, you can see our integrated M series is our top brand, the Power Master, including our hybrid inverter. The integrate O series, the power operator is including our on-grid inverters with very stable performance, and the integrate R series is the power readers, including monitoring devices, our smart meters, which have you a better connections to your PV system. And the integrate E series is our power extenders, including our smart meters and our smart terminals and batteries, etc. For the next slides that you will see here is our Mari platform. As said, that we have very strong R&D team. I think you will be curious and surprised why we have this quickly, to develop our products. This is because we are very experienced R&D team, but also we have a very advanced R&D concept. We call it Solintech Mori platform. I believe that we might not be the first one to implement this platform product concept into the industry, because it's very common in the automotive industry. But I think that we are the pioneer to integrate this into the PV and the storage industry. So that's why we have a very quick reactions for the market demand and also upgrade for our products, which we can offer you a very reliable and a very flexible products. And also we have a very structured database for firmware and hardware to offer you a very top level of our products. So the platform, I'm very proud to introduce you here with our top brand and the top qualities products integrate M series. This is our high voltage hybrid inverters. This is from 3 kilowatt to 50 kilowatt is available. And for 3 to 8 kilowatt, we have single phase, we have already launched and already have mass production delivering to a lot of countries. For 4 to 20 kilowatt, we have two versions about the three-phase inverters. We have very large battery voltage range from 135 to 750 watt, and we have the PV input current from 50 amp to 30 amp, and the unbalanced load we can reach to 110%, which the other inverters I think cannot reach. And for the charging and discharging, we have two versions about 25 amp and 40 amp that you can choose according to your battery connections. The UPS switching time is also less than 10 milliseconds, which is higher than the industry average levels. And today, that my colleague will present with you more details is about 25 to 50 kilowatt of the three-phase inverters. I think that you will be very interesting, and we will give you more features and technical details later on. So about this, we also can offer you is the on-grid inverters, which from 1.5 kilowatt to 125 kilowatt will be available. For 1.5 to 60 kilowatt, we have already launched the single-phase on-grid inverter. For 7 to 125 kilowatt, single-phase and three-phase inverters we will launch very soon, beginning of next year. As said, we are not only a producer, but also an energy storage and solutions provider, so that we will always provide you innovative and also efficient solutions like Home One and Park One solutions. Here, what I also give you a brief introduction about the solutions. So with the Home One solutions, we can use our hybrid inverters, which has said we have integrated a lot of functionalities in our devices that you don't need to any additional cost, and you can connect with your PV streams, with your batteries, and with our Solintech monitorings, that you can have a very flexible and also a very good connections for all of your devices, and also that you can have a really smart ways with your residential energy solutions ways. For the next slide, you will see is our commercial and industry solutions. This is our innovations for it's called Park One Solutions. This is we have our innovations and it's very different about traditional ways about the commercial and industry project that we can use our hybrid inverter from 25 to 50 kilowatt three-phase that connect with your PV streams and batteries and backup loads, etc. that can provide you a very flexible but cost-effective ways for your CNI project that you can also add the batteries and your storage systems later on, or you keep it very flexible ways for your project development. I think, according to now the energy crisis in Europe, that the CNI projects will demand more and more, and our hybrid inverters is perfectly fit for your projects. So later on, my colleague will provide you more details about these products that we will launch today. So go back to Solintech. I said we are quality focused and also leading technology focused company. So we always would like to deliver into you is the more values to our customer, our partners. So from our leading technology part, we have more than 40% of the employees from R&D team that we are, the management is very focused on the technology development and also the innovation side. And as said, we are international companies, so that we have already set up our global channels and with the local customized customer services. We have branches in Singapore, in Germany, in USA, and in Australia, and we are setting up more offices in a lot of countries. For supply chain part, as we are focused on our quality, so 90% our strategic partners is only from the world leading levels to issue we have a better quality components for our devices, for our inverters. With a very strong background, with a very strong investors, we are very happy that we could expanding our production capacity in 2025 to 10 gigawatt. So I think that Solintech will give you and provide you is more value about our products, our energy storage solutions. So later on, I will hand over to my colleague to give you more details about our technical features and our new products. Thank you so much. If you have questions, you can let us know. Thank you. So I will hand over to my colleague, Miss Claire Guo from our head of academy. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for Maria and thank you for Susanna for the introduction of our company. And thank you for everyone joining us today. This is Claire from Solintech Academy, mainly in charge of the training, the solution, and the introduction of our product to the global market. Now, today we are going to introduce our products for the commercial hybrid inverter from 25 to 50 kilowatt to the Europe market. We are going to talk about products from the many aspects such as the appearance, the design, the parameters, the working modes, and also the application scenarios. Let's check one by one. Okay, here we can see for the product from 25 to 50 kilowatt, we have 5 power range. These are 25, 30, 36, 14, 50 kilowatt with the comprehensive highlights. For the PV part, we can see we have 2 versions of products. The first one with the 2 MPPT and the 6 PV inputs, and the second version is 4 MPPT with 8 PV inputs. So you can connect the PV panels with the MPP current up to 20 amperes. And we also have the 150% DC AC ratio. And for the battery, we have a wide battery voltage range which from 135 to 750, which means you can connect a battery from 6.7 to almost 100 kilowatt hours. And we also have the 100 amperes charging and discharging current. The integrated EMS with 4 present work mode like the UPS mode, off-grid mode, and general mode, and economic mode, which we will introduce later. And for the on-grid part, you can see we support 110% continuous overloading and 120% input power from the grid to support the backload and the battery at the same time. And we also have industry leading efficiency which is up to 98.8%. And for the backup side, we support less than 20 millisecond UPS switch over time, which means you can connect your important load to the backup side without any disturb, even the power grid blackouts. And we also support 110% more than full load output power on the back side, and 120% backup overloading in 60 seconds, which means you can connect some big inductive load on the back side as well. And 100% unbalanced load. This is very important for the Czech Republic and the Slovakian market. And here we can have a quick look of the advantages of our product. We can see we have plug and play connection, which can save a lot of time, and very convenient for the installer to do the installation. And we have application and OLED display for the configuration and the commissioning of the product and system, which is very flexible and reliable. And we have bright light to indicate the working standard of inverter at a glance. And we also have IP65-degree protection, which suitable for the product used indoor and outdoor. And we have high power density, which is more easy for the customer to carry, also to install. It weighs about 72 kilograms. And we support 10 units paralleling connection, which can expand our system from 50 kilowatt to 500 kilowatts. And we're compatible with the battery from the battery brands like Palantech, Danis, Wasonic, Orbo, Soluna, and Solintech is our own battery. And we have dry contact, which can use to control the heat pumps and the smart load, such as the water heater, which is very popular here in Europe. Easy to read the data. As you can see, we have the bright light can indicate the working standard of the inverter. We also have the OLED display here, which can indicate the parameters of the PV, the battery, the on-grid part, also the backup side, and then you can also do the commissioning of the product by clicking the button here. Highlight, which is easy to identify the working standards. We have 4 colors to indicate different working standards of the inverter. And the gray color means no AC output power, and the blue color means everything working properly. And the orange color means the battery is very low, so inverter will charge the battery if there is power from the PV or the grid. And the red color means there is something wrong with the inverter or the system, so you can check the error information on the display. Easy commissioning. As we said before, we have OLED display, also application. So with these two methods, you can configure and commissioning your inverter and the system. And you can also set the parameter like the language, DHCP, time, IP, Modbus information on the inverter and application. And also for the advanced settings, you can modify the safety code, battery brand, work mode, export limit, power factor, SOC protect, reactive power, and unbalanced output, etc. And also this information can be configured and modified by the application Solintech set, which is developed by our own team. We have spacious room for the installation and maintenance at the bottom. As our inverter is adopted the horizontal design, you can see we have more space at the bottom. We have 4 MPP trackers, and each MPP tracker with 2 PV inputs and 2 DC switch, each in charge of 2 MPP trackers. And we have the battery, high voltage battery connector here, and the common one port for the Wi-Fi, LAN, and 4G connection. And also you can connect some third-party devices like the smart meter, the battery BMS, the R45, and the grid regulator from the Australia and New Zealand, which we call DRED, and also the grid regulator from Germany, we called RRCR. And we have back function. You can connect your important load to the back side, and on-grid side to connect to the grid. And we also have 6 intelligent fans inside, can ensure the very lower working temperature during the operation. Convenient and cost-saving installation. You can see this different solution from 2 companies. This one from Solintech, we have the 50 kilowatt have the inverter only with about 72 kilograms. And others is about more than 200 kilograms. So for SolarTech product, you just needed to install by two persons enough. But for the others, you needed to use a forklift. You needed more space at the installation place, so which cost more. The 15 ampere PV input, which will avoid the PV power loss, you can see compatible with our competitor's solution. They have the PV input like 11 ampere or 20.5 ampere, but SolarTech we have the PV input ampere up to 15. So even you use the new type of PV modules with high current, it can also fully use all the power from PV side and no PV power loss. We have 30 ampere MPPT input current. This version is with 4 MPP trackers, and each MPP track have 2 PV inputs. If you connect the PV panels with a current more than 15 amperes, you can just connect one PV input of 2 in each MPPT. So you can connect 4 PV input at the most with the PV current up to 30 amperes. And we have another version inverter, which we call the Pro version. This special from the power range 40 to 50 kilowatts. We have 2 MPPT, and each MPPT only have 3 PV inputs. So the MPPT's current is 60. So each PV input is 20. You can connect all the PV panels from market to them and connect the 6 PV input to this inverter. Faster stop increases system safety, and you can see SolarTech hybrid inverter we support the customer to connect external stop button on the inverter by connect to the port 11 and 12 here. And with this function, the customer can stop the inverter by only one press. But if you don't have the function, when you want to stop the system, and you need to stop them one by one, like stop the inverter, battery, the AC output, the grid, all the parts, you have to stop them one by one. So, but for this solution, you just needed to stop them only by one press with maybe 5 seconds is enough. So this can prevent a system damage when some accident occurs. And dry contact for the heat pump or water heater connection. SolarTech product have a dry contact which enable the customer to control their smart load like the the heat pump and the water heater. You just need to buy a contractor from the market to connect it between the inverter and the load. We offer 3 work modes of the dry contact function. The first mode is manual mode. In this mode, you can turn on and off the load manually on the application. And the time mode means you can set a specific time for starting and ending the load on the application according your habit. So maybe you can turn on your load in the evening and turn off it in the morning like that. And SOC mode means to support your smart load, and we can also ensure there enough power in your battery. So when the SOC value is lower than the value you set on the application, inverter, the smart load will be automatically disconnected. And when the SOC value of the inverter is more than 10% of the value you set on the application, the smart load will be reconnected again. So this can ensure there is always enough power in your battery for the emergency usage. And we have also less than 20 milliseconds switching over, which can ensure your important load to connect on the backup side, even the power grid blackouts. Excellent heat dissipation provide reliable performance. As we can see, the core components like the booster device and also IGBT, we use a high thermal conductivity aluminum heat sink for the quick heat dissipation, which is located in this part. And for the conductor inside the inverter, we have each one have their own conductive silicon or inductor box with thermal conductive silicon grace field for good heat dissipation. And we also have 6 intelligent fans ensure the faster heat dissipation and the circulation of the temperature inside the inverter. and we are used to the horizontal design, so we have very short conductor for the ventilation, which can improve the heat dissipation as well. Okay, we support up to 10 units paralleling connection on the on-grid side. So with this function, we can extend our system from 50 kilowatt to 100 to 500 kilowatt hour, and you can also extend the battery capacity from 6.72 to almost 1,000 kilowatt hours, which make the inverter compatible with the commercial, even to the industrial use. A great combination for the commercial storage. You can see SolidTech product is perfectly compatible with Palantech product, which include the series like PowerCube H1, H2, X1, X2, M1, M2, M3A, and M3B. So with such a wide compatibility, we can compare battery from 6.72 to 96.61 kilowatt hours. And for the other competitive product like Dynas, Soluna, we can also have a very wide range compatibility. Off-grid parallel where master and slave controlling, so you can see SolidTech product not only support on-grid paralleling connection, we also support off-grid paralleling connection. So in some island applications, you may have a very big load, and we can support the load by more than one inverters. As we can see here, many inverters backup load can be connected in parallel to support a big load. And the detailed introduction and diagram of this part you can also find in SolidTech user manual. And if you have a real project, you can also contact our pre-sales team to support you on the design of the project. The work mode, we support 4 work modes, and you can see the first mode is the most popular mode, which we call general mode. So usually when there is insufficient power from the PV side, the PV will first support the load, and the second support the battery. And if there excess power, it will be used to deliver to the grid. And if there is not enough power from the PV side, the PV and the battery will supply the load together. And if there's still a gap, the grid will join in to support the load together. And for the peak load shifting mode, this is very useful for the country which the customer have to sign a contract with the electricity company for the maximum power they can take in from the grid. For example, if you sign the contract with the grid company, you can take 10 kilowatt hour at the most. So with this function, you can see if the load you connected is smaller than the contract you set with the grid company, our inverter will supply the load following this sequence. So grid will use to charge the load, and the PV power will use to charge the battery. But when the load is bigger than the the power you set with the electricity company, the PV string and the battery and the grid will support the load together. This can avoid avoid you to take more power from the grid company, and also avoid the fine from the electricity company. And the economic mode is very useful in the countries they have different electricity price in different periods. So customers, they can define their charging and discharging period and the power source on the application. So you can charge the battery in the low price hours, and you can discharge the battery in the high price hours to make more earnings with your solar hybrid system. And for the UPS mode, this is especially useful for the customer. They usually have power blackouts problems. So in this, if you use this mode, the battery won't discharge the power until the power grid fails out. So if you are in the country, you have stable grid connection, we don't suggest you to use this mode. Only for the country like South Africa or some other undeveloped countries, they have electricity problems, so you can use this mode. And off-grid mode, Solintech product can be used in the purely off-grid mode for a very long time. So when the PV power is bigger than the load power, the PV power will use to supply the load, and the excess power used to charge a battery. And in the situation, the PV power is smaller than the backup load, so battery and the PV will supply the load together. All this work mode you can configure on the display of the application from Solintech. And this is the introduction for our product, and thank you for your time. And now we have a video from our Slovakia lab. Now let's have a look.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time to listen to our presentation. And right now, please let me to introduce our lab in Slovakia. The Solintech laboratory in Slovakia have some key function as the pre-sales spot test, verification of new products futures, local customer service, which will guarantee stable and traceable product quality and fast reaction time on customer request. Our laboratory is designed to provide complex and fast service to local customer in Europe. If you still have some questions or future assistance, please contact us through our website at solintech.com. Thank you for your time.